7 different apps in the running to replace the original plan. Commission attorney Nate Fink recommended against putting limits on how many of those make it to the public comment period.
Frankly, my inclination, the more the merrier. At this point, you can send them off, hear what the public thinks about the different apps. If there's additional issues that are raised throughout the public comment period, it would be good to have a number of different apps to ultimately choose from.
Manchester Road, I think it might be.
In the Michigan public weather forecast, today
and off to
snow showers occasionally mixing with rain showers. In West and Mid-Michigan, half an inch or less, if any, snow. In the southeast, slightly higher totals, 1 to 2 inches possible during the day. Highs from the mid to upper 30s. This is Michigan Public News.
You see the snow now.
Hello and welcome to News Hour from the BBC World Service, coming to you live from London. I'm Nuala McGrath.
Can't even really see it
Coming
now.
up in just over 10 minutes'
That's
time,
crazy.
Elon Musk says his company Neuralink has implanted a wireless brain chip in a human for the first time. It's a field in which a number of other companies are also making progress. So how might it help people who have been paralysed? We'll have that conversation. But first, a Pakistani court on Tuesday sentenced former Prime Minister Imran Khan and one of his party
There's some
deputies
snow on the ground
to 10
too,
years
it just looks like water.
after finding them guilty of revealing official
Supposed to get a
secrets.
half inch.
We'll hear from close aid to Mr. Khan in a few minutes. But this sentence is just the latest development in a long-running battle between the former cricket star and the authorities. He became Pakistan's Prime Minister in 2018, but was ousted 4 years in by opponents when he lost a vote of confidence. And since then, his political ambitions
There's some
have
snow
been
on the ground on
thwarted
the
by
right.
a
There we
series
go.
of lawsuits. He's currently facing more than 170 cases, including charges of corruption and terrorism. In addition,
Wonder if I have to
Mr.
stop
Khan
at
is
all
now
these
serving
lights.
a 3-year prison sentence for not declaring details of
If I
gifts
can't make
he
this
received
one,
in
that's
office.
kind of fucked up.
He has denied the charges and appealed. But the criminal conviction does bar him from running for office. Elections in Pakistan are on the 8th of February. News Hour's Bennett Jones, the former BBC Pakistan correspondent and the author of the Bhutto Dynasty, The Struggle for Power in Pakistan. Good to have you with us. Tell us a little bit more about Imran Khan and his time.
Well, he's been the most famous man in Pakistan since he was about 20 years old, and he's 71 now. He was a cricketing hero, took the country to the World Cup Championship, and has remained in the public eye ever since. A charismatic man, and still highly popular, and has, a lot of support in the country, but he is in prison. When he got into power after years of campaigning, having left his cricketing career behind him, went into politics, took him decades to do it, but he did it. But he did it with army support, and then they fell out, the army and Imran, and now he's in jail, and they are controlling the situation from GHQ.
So let's talk a little bit more about the military's influence on politics in Pakistan. You talk about the clash, I suppose, between Mr. Khan and the
Mr.
military.
C's Food
in
Center,
short order
beer,
there.
wine, and liquor.
Sure. No, I mean,
It's packed
all
there.
legal cases like this at the top politicians are
Mr. C's Food
basically
Center.
designed to manipulate the political situation. And the army were very keen on it.
Joe
because
Mamos
they thought
is
that
in front of
he
me.
was a charismatic leader who would be a great frontman for them. He shared many of their values, having abandoned his playboy days, his love of London and the West. He became vitriolically anti-Western in every speech, Islamist, nationalist, and therefore was in line with many army officers. And it seemed like they would get on famously, and he would be the perfect politician for them to have at the front in the public eye while they did a lot of the business of government. But his ego was too big, his desire for control was too great, and they just, in the end, couldn't work together. And it was particularly problematic.
We'll string this whole dash cam together. I'll pause it when I get my keys and we'll go in here and then we'll come back out. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Holy shit, it's slippery already. I almost slid into that motherfucker. I was going to hit the curb instead, though.
And got rid of him.
See that shit?
You mentioned that he's sitting in jail at the moment, and you do say that he's
It's because
very
underneath
popular
there's some
after
slippery
your
shit
coming
too
in,
that you
Mr.
can't
Khan
see. It's been
insists
there
that he is
forever.
above
Look at
all
this.
questions. But is he also a divisive figure?
My tires are fucked, dude.
Not really. When he was in power, he did have huge support. I mean, because he was seen as not corrupt. I mean, you've mentioned the case of...
Alright, I'll pause it for you. We're out.
Areas where the masses of voters
Fuck, but I kind of need my directions.
relying on that symbol to guide them as to how to vote.
So they do not
I'll go the other way. I'll just take that across the roast back.
I do want to bring an
It'll be
interview that I
easier.
did with Sophie
Where there's like a
President
Utica cut.
He also served as a minister in his government.
I'll just find it.
I should mention, I did ask him for his reaction to today's sentence.
We believe it was writing on the wall, the way that the court case is being conducted, the trial is being conducted in the last couple of weeks, especially there was this,
That's a
huge
little
hurry
donut.
to come to a decision. In all fairness, we actually thought that, they were going to go for a lifetime imprisonment or, even a death sentence to kind of scare the masses and the people in the upcoming election. So the 10-year sentence, in a way,
I'll take
is
this.
a little bit of a relief. And
If I see Utica,
Court,
I'll
the
take
High
it.
Court and the Supreme Court, we will
Didn't record, motherfucker. So that means I sat there and recorded the whole driveway that whole time? Dang it. And I paused it when I got in the car and I just missed the whole last couple miles. Dang it. We're at, I missed 10 mile, those potholes. Fuck. We're at Hayes and Frazo, 10.5.
What about that it will
Look at this whiteout.
galvanize people?
And I've gotten it from the beginning when there was nothing on the ground.
Look at it is that this is the cycle of Pakistani politics. You get into power. I mean, Nawaz Sharif is going to win this election. Has been in power 3 times. Each time the army's kicked him out after 2 or 3 years. It'll do so again, I've no doubt, because they'll get sick of him. The public will he'll become unpopular because he can't deliver. And then, there must be a chance that people will turn to Imran Khan and say he's our natural leader. He's the one we want. Release him from prison. And that's the moment when some, middlemen go between the army and shuffle down to the prison and say, what sort of thing do you need for a deal? And, you suddenly find he's Prime Minister again. So he will be thinking that, the normal cycle of Pakistani politics is that in a few years' time, everything will have changed and, he'll be back.
And so it goes. But with this, the constant is the military, is the army. Will they continue to have that power owned, do you think, in our last year?
I do, really, because Imran was the one who could have broken it, and because he had the same base, as I mentioned, and he did.
Pakistan, there is more on this particular story on our website as well. Is sentenced to 10 years in prison. Now, I want to turn to a different part of the world. Over the past week,
Look at that pothole. There's fucking soup in that one.
Where the dire economic situation shows no signs of improving. Well, there's now a special bonus episode.
This guy should be going. He's got lanes.
Digs deeper into
These people are going in the fucking
new president there, Javier
like second to lane. This guy's got lanes to get turning. What a fucking moron, bro. Where are you guys going? He wants to wait. He wanted to get all the way over. He wanted to turn, get all the way into this left lane right away. What a fucking moron. I gotta look for Common Road. There's some construction in the corner. I think it's at what, 12 or yeah, it's at 12.
1A with Gen Y today. 1A will include
it's on the 12.
trial of Jennifer
It's at
Conway,
12 and a
mother
half.
of the Oxford High School shooter, and its possible national implications legally. You can hear 1A starting at 10 o'clock.
If we contribute DNA samples for a study, should the scientists share their results with us? Changing the relationship between researchers and people who participate in their studies. On All Things Considered from NPR News.
Join us for All Things Considered from 4 to 6:30 today. Support for Michigan Public comes from U of M Ford School of Public Policy, hosting Lori Lightfoot, the 56th mayor of Chicago, for a talk about preparing for public service and lessons from leading in crises. February 5th, in person and online, fordschool.umich.edu. It's 9:20.
Elon Musk has turned his attention to brain implants and announced on his social media network X that the first human had received an implant from the company Neuralink, and also that the patient is recovering well. His words.
Alright, so half a mile off.
Nor did we see a verification from any other party. But we do know that Neuralink hopes to build a brain-computer interface, sometimes called BCI, that can
transfer. So that was going to require something like 1,000 threads of sort of electrodes sewn into your brain. I believe they said that they've done it in rodents.